Hi, this is Rick Savitsky from Chortek. Today I'm going to talk about using JobBoss2 and QBO, QuickBooks Online, together, specifically related to purchasing and payables. First question is, why bother? And the short version is these two systems work well together. And when QBO is used, there's some additional tools that can work alongside QBO, specifically Bill.com. That's what I'm going to kind of focus on today. And that really helps modernize the payables process. We found many of our customers benefit from this. The other thing to consider is when you use QBO in conjunction with JobBoss2, it's a lot easier to outsource portions of your accounting, daily, weekly, monthly processes to other firms like Chortek. And that's what we do, and we'd love to talk to you about that. The main thing to consider is that when JobBoss is used with QBO, there's two purchasing or payables processes. One, is it related to inventory, job costing, outside processing related to a job, or does it relate to non-production, for example, a software invoice or a office supply? And the difference between those two is really a process change, and anyone on your team that handles these transactions needs to be aware of that difference. And I think everyone would find it a big improvement, actually, with using these together. When you turn on the integration, there's a few settings. I've highlighted the ones that we recommend. Key one to hear down below, the main idea is that when you're using JobBoss with QBO, you don't track payables in JobBoss anymore. It's done outside of it. And so with that, here's a diagram that kind of starts to depict the differences between the two. When JobBoss is used on its own, the process goes top down, but notice these are grayed out on the bottom because they're being done instead in QuickBooks or Bill. So the transactions move from JobBoss over to QBO, but then in QBO, there's potentially integration in a circle here depicted with Bill.com synchronizing with QBO. And so if you're not familiar with Bill.com, I'd love to talk to you about it. It's a very straightforward, widely adopted system. The main advantage is we can have invoices that are not related to production go directly to Bill, to a unique inbox, and those invoices can automatically be processed. It's going to learn how they need to get coded from an accounting standpoint, and then set up for electronic approval using literally mobile device, browser, before it gets dispersed, ideally electronically, so we avoid checks, and we reduce the risk then of check fraud, as well as reducing the risk of unanticipated or unauthorized disbursements. So those are the main benefits that come from using Bill. Eventually things get synchronized back into QBO, updating the financials, updating payables, agings, and so on and so forth. So that's a snapshot of how the systems work together. There are two gotchas. Technical, the vendor ID and the customer IDs need to be unique, so we can't have TED01 for each. Just need to make a one-time change in JobBoss before the transition or as you're making the conversion. That's a one-time thing. And then also vendor cash discounts are currently a gap. It's a limitation, kind of embarrassing. QuickBooks Online doesn't handle that properly. There's a workaround, but it's kind of clunky. So it's something to know before you make the transition. With that, there's other videos we have about other elements of using these two systems together. We'd love to talk to you about it, either assisting you through the process or possibly working with you on a regular basis. It's what we do with other customers. And so with that, hope this is helpful. Feel free to contact us through our website, and we'd love to talk to you. Thanks a lot.